right, so let's talk about manatees. First of all, can you tell me what manatee season is? What does that mean and when is it?
Manatee season runs from November 15th through March 31st, and it is generally the time frame when manatees are beginning to migrate to warm water habitats. So they'll be around Florida year round, but during manatee season, we start to see a lot more of them in our waterways and gathering in warm water refuges such as power plant outflows and warm water springs.
And what do you count as warm water? Like, what's their threshold?
The kind of magic number we say is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So once the water temperatures drop below 68 degrees Fahrenheit, manatees can no longer survive and be healthy. So they'll start to get sick and get cold stress below that temperature. So once it starts to get into the low 70s around here at Manatee Lagoon, we do start to see quite a few manatees.
So they all gather there. That's a warm spot, I guess.
Yeah, Manatee Lagoon is located right next to the Riviera Beach Clean Energy Center, and it is putting out clean, warm water as part of the power generation process. And that does draw in the manatees in the winter months when those water temperatures drop. So we see hundreds of them here when the temperatures get cold enough.
So I'm guessing you had a little crowd last week.
Around December 26th or so, we did have about 70 manatees hanging out in our warm water outflow.
Where do they go the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, they will travel throughout the coast of Florida. So some of them will stick around South Florida. They don't all travel further north, but many of them will travel along the coast of Florida. Some of them may even go up into the Carolinas. They have been found as far west as Texas and as far north as Massachusetts, but it's really uncommon. Most of them will stick around in the southeast United States.
What are some of the dangers when it comes to cold weather? So when there are these cold snaps, are they impacted as, an animal that already is kind of in danger? What's the impact?
Cold weather definitely has a negative impact on their health if they can't find those warm water refuges. So they get what's called cold stress, which is very similar to hypothermia in people. So they'll start to get lesions on their skin. They'll get very lethargic and they can get sick from that. And if they don't find warm water, that cold can cause them to die.
So I want to talk a little about kind of myths and facts when it comes to manatees. I grew up going to the Florida Keys, and I remember everybody always like pouring fresh water when they would see the manatees. Is that something you should do? Should you give them fresh water?
As cute as it is, that is one of folks' favorite stories to tell when they come visit us here. It is very important that you do not feed or water manatees. So those videos do float around on social media from time to time, but it's really, really important that we do not teach these manatees to come to humans and associate humans with food or water. And if you think about, especially the water, where you were when you were giving them water from that hose, you were probably standing next to a dock or at a marina where there are lots of boats. So we do not want manatees to associate boats, marinas, or people with food and water, or else we can put them in even more harm's way. So we always want wildlife to stay wild.
What is the danger when it comes to boats? Is that their kind of primary problem?
Boats has historically or have historically been the leading cause of mortality for manatees. They do inhabit, they live in the same areas that we love to boat in those shallow, warm waters, where we like to hang out, take out our boats. Manatees also hang out. So they can be kind of hard to see in the water sometimes. They don't ever exit the water. It's not like they're breaching like dolphins where you can see them really easily. So boats are a big danger to these animals. So you always want to be careful. You wear polarized sunglasses to help cut through the glare. Slow down and obey any posted speed limits during manatee season. We do have reduced speed limits and no wake zones, so it's really important if you're a boater to obey all of those speed rules and watch out for all wildlife, not just manatees, but sea turtles and your fellow Floridians enjoying the waterways.
All right, let's talk about Manatee Lagoon. What else do you guys do at Manatee Lagoon other than provide a warm spot for the manatees on cold days?
Yeah, Manatee Lagoon is here because we provide that warm water for the manatees in the winter months as a byproduct of the power plant. But other than just having manatees here, we do lots of education and outreach. So we have many different programs for all ages. One of our favorites is our 2 o'clock public tour that we give just about every day at 2 p.m., where we walk visitors through the facility and teach them everything they could ever want to know about manatees and about the Lake Worth Lagoon, which is the body of water that we're located on here at Manatee Lagoon. So we have that tour, we do school visits, we do summer camps, and we even have some other one-off programs such as yoga. So we even offer yoga in the afternoons, which is a fan favorite program over here. You can do the yoga on the water near the manatees. It's a really great time.